What is up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video. In today's Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video, we're going to be doing a discussion on Obelisk the Tormentor and Uria, the Lord of Searing Flames, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. The reason why I'm wanting to do this video is because recently there's been a tweet from Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, their Twitter account, basically hinting at Uria, the Lord of Searing Flames, possibly be obtainable in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. And I thought that was a little bit ridiculous that we got that news and information because of the fact that we still don't have Obelisk the Tormentor in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links yet. We don't have that card yet, and he's not attainable. So this video is going to basically be a comparison, talking about both Obelisk the Tormentor and Uria, the Lord of Searing Flames, talking about both of those cards, and then doing a comparison on why they could possibly be in the game or possibly not be attainable in the game. So that's what the point of today's video is. If you guys are looking forward to today's discussion video, be sure to go hit that like button down below. But of course, you can wait to like the video until you actually watch the full thing. But let's get started in today's video. So the first thing I'm going to mention in today's video and give you guys a little bit of context on why I'm making this in the first place is on the 21st of December, we got this tweet from the official Duel Links Twitter account. This is the Duel Links Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links info Twitter account. It's verified on Twitter, so you know this is the real deal. And basically, they brought out this tweet on the 21st of December, basically confirming Uria the Soaring Flames, or whatever you call this bootleg god card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. If we translate this tweet, basically this was some Jump Fiesta 2019 news event notice. Duel Chronicles GX Duel Academia enrollment. The story of GX appeared in the Duel Chronicles. Further 3 Phantom Demon God Flame Emperor Aurora event. Please look forward to hashtag whatever this is, and I looked it up real quick, and this is actually the hashtag means Duel Links, so that's pretty cool right there. But basically what my guess is from this tweet that they tweeted at on their account is basically this is most likely going to be the card that we're going to be able to get from the event on the Duelist Chronicles event once we get this on the 27th, or what it looks like right there. And that's cool and all that we're going to be getting this god card as reward from the Duelist Chronicles event, but there's one pressing issue that we have right here, is that we still don't have Obelisk in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. As you guys can see too, if you scroll down this tweet, there's actually some people saying I want my Obelisk, still no Obelisk. I mean, did this person say there was no Obelisk? You know, there's that right there. And this person does bring up a good point that possibly that this can't be used, but it is kind of ridiculous how they're advertising this card, but we still don't have any hints of Obelisk. But yeah, there's definitely, I want to make it clear that there's definitely a chance that this isn't actually a card that we're going to be able to get from the event, but I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it was a card reward, because overall Uria isn't that overpowered of a card, so I could definitely see it being a card from there. But this guy did tweet right here, just like saying the event that it probably can't be used. And that's the case, that still sucks, but it's still kind of annoying that they're literally advertising this card right here for the Duel Chronicle event, but we still don't have Obelisk. Maybe later though, by the time I upload this video, they probably are going to drop some information on the other 2 Sacred Beast cards, but who knows right there. But let's give you guys a little bit of context and compare Uria and Obelisk the Tormentor in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. So let's go switch to that. So first things first, let's go talk about what Uria the Lord of Searing Flame does. So this is a fire 10-star pyro effect monster. It cannot be normal summon or set. It must be special summoned from your hand by sending 3 face-up trap cards you control to the graveyard, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. So first of all, this is a god card that can actually special summon itself, which is pretty cool. Compared to the Egyptian god cards, I believe all of them you have to normal summon. So with this one, it's kind of cool because you can special summon them. Next up, this card gains 1,000 attack for each continuous trap card in your graveyard. So at most, automatically, you're gonna have 3,000 attack with this guy immediately if you do able to summon it. And if you have a bunch of continuous trap cards in your graveyard as it is, boom bada bang, your card's gonna have a lot of attack. So easily, I can already see this being a pretty decent farm card. That is for sure. Like, this can easily work with that Spirit Barrier deck that some people use. You can probably use this card for farming. So automatically, this card's pretty good for farming if we do get it in Duel Links. Like I said in earlier parts of this video, there's a chance that we might not be able to obtain this card, but we will know that it will feature into the game. So there is that right there. Once per turn, you can target 1 set spell and trap card your opponent controls, destroy that target. Neither player can activate spell and trap cards in response to this effect's activation. So that's another thing that's kind of cool about this monster, is the fact that it can get rid of back row for you. And overall, it's not that horrible of a card. Easily, this card is not overpowered by any means, so that's why I can personally see Uria being added into Duel Links. But at the same time, it is going to take a little bit to summon it, because you do need to sacrifice 3 face-up continuous trap cards, and at the same time, you also need to have the card in your hand. And if we do get this card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, we're only going to probably get 1 copy Vix. That's what usually Konami does. So overall, this card isn't really that bad. If we do get it, it would be awesome for farming and everything like that. And I think it could. You probably could make some meme decks with it and probably perform pretty well, because there's a decent amount of continuous spell cards and trap cards in the game. I mean, there's a good amount of continuous trap cards in Duel Links that you can use to easily like protect yourself, and you can use it to summon this guy. So overall, not that bad of a card. Now let's go talk about Obelisk the Tormentor. Now next we're going to be talking about Obelisk the Tormentor, and straight off the bat I will say there's a lot of good with Obelisk the Tormentor. In a lot of situations it is going to be better than Uria, but later in this video I'll compare both of them side by side. Well, let's go talk about Obelisk the Tormentor for everybody that doesn't know what he does. So Obelisk the Tormentor is a divine beast. He is also a 10-star monster, and he's a divine beast with this effect. He requires 3 tributes to normal summon, cannot be normal set. This card's normal summon cannot be negated. When normal summon, cards and effects cannot be activated. It cannot be targeted by spells, traps, or card effects. Once per turn during the end phase of this card is special summoned, you can send it to the graveyard. You contribute 2 monsters, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. This card cannot declare the attack the turn that this was activated. And Obelisk the Tormentor has both 4,000 attack and defense. So there's a lot of things that I do like about Obelisk the Tormentor, and there's a couple of things I really don't like about Obelisk the Tormentor. So for the fact right away is that what I don't like about Obelisk the Tormentor is simply the fact that while you need to normal summon this card, compared to Uria the Sword Lord of Searing Flames, you can actually special summon that guy. But with Obelisk the Tormentor, it is going to be you have to do 3 attributes, and getting 3 attributes sometimes can be difficult. We do have a lot of special summonable monsters in Duel Links, which is awesome. So I think overall you could build a deck if you really wanted to have a bunch of just special summonable monsters and then have Obelisk the Tormentor, and you can easily summon that. But that's going to take a ton of resources, that's for sure. And you can apply the same thing with Uria, but with Uria at least you can special summon him compared to Obelisk the Tormentor where you still got to go for a tribute summon. So that kind of sucks right there. Next up too, what I do like about it is the fact that when Obelisk Tormentor is normal summoned, cards and effects cannot be activated against you, so you don't have to worry about Obelisk Tormentor getting floodgated or Canadia'd straight off the bat. I think Uria does not have effects like that, so that's one thing that's really good about Obelisk Tormentor. Another thing too, I believe just in general, Obelisk Tormentor cannot be targeted by traps, spells, and card effects, and I don't think that's a thing that's just a once per turn. I think that's just a permanent effect with Obelisk Tormentor. That's what I believe anyways. If I got that wrong, tell me in the comment section down below. But from what I'm reading on this card effect, that it just can't be targeted by spell and traps or card effects at all, which is really nice. A couple things though you got to remember though is that Spellbook of Fate can easily take care of Obelisk the Tormentor because you just need Fate to banish Obelisk the Tormentor. It's not a target effect, it's just you just straight up banish it. So you can actually use Spellbook of Fate to get rid of Obelisk the Tormentor if that's the case. A couple other cards that you can possibly use to help you out against Obelisk the Tormentor is cards like Wall Disruption and Drowning Mirror Force. Wall Disruption can possibly lower Obelisk the Tormentor only by 800 attack though, of course, so hopefully your opponent will have some extra monsters on their field so you can use Wall Disruption against that, but that is a card that you can use against it because Wall Disruption doesn't target. Same thing with Drowning Mirror Force. If your opponent attacks you directly with their Obelisk the Tormentor, you can use Drowning Mirror Force, return that back to the deck. So overall, Obelisk the Tormentor has a great protection effect, but it isn't broken by any means. It's going to take forever to summon that card. Another thing too is that if you do special summon this card, you will have to get rid of it during the end phase. There's not really much ways to special summon Obelisk though, so I wouldn't really worry about too much about this effect. I mean, possibly you can build like a That Grass is Greener deck, maybe use a Monster Reborn to bring back Obelisk Tormentor, maybe, I guess, but overall I don't think you really need to worry about that too much. But still, it is an effect you got to keep aware of. And then also its last effect that you're probably not going to use that much, but still a thing. You contribute 2 monsters and destroy all monsters opponent controls. Sadly though, you cannot attack with Obelisk the Tormentor after you activate this effect. So overall, there is a lot of cool things about Obelisk the Tormentor. The fact that it can't be targeted by spell, traps, and card effects is amazing, but it is target. You can still use other card effects to get rid of it. Another thing too is the fact that it is a big monster, has 4,000 attack and defense, which is awesome, but you need to sacrifice a lot of monsters in order to special summon Obelisk the Tormentor, so that's kind of like the handicaps about that. So personally, to me, I don't think Obelisk the Tormentor would be broken in Duel Links. I think it could actually be a decent deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, in my opinion, simply because of the fact that you can literally like summon this guy and pretty much win the game. But still, you most likely, if we would ever get Obelisk the Tormentor in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, we would only get one copy of it, and that's in a 20 card deck, so we would have to play something like Destiny Draw in order to hopefully get Obelisk the Tormentor as quick as we can. There's probably some other skills I'm forgetting about it too. Maybe you could possibly play like Heavy Starter, but then again you need 2 other big monsters, so I don't really know. But still, it's going to be a 1 out of 20 chance to get Obelisk the Tormentor, and you need to sacrifice a ton of monsters in order to summon Obelisk the Tormentor, so it's going to take a lot of work, but if you do pop off Obelisk Tormentor, I think you have a good chance of winning. So I personally don't think the deck's broken, or like Obelisk would be broken in the game simply because of the fact it just takes forever to summon. But if you do summon it, you're probably going to win, which is nice. But yeah, that's like the one thing I think about that. So there is that right there. Now let's go compare Uria and Obelisk Tormentor side by side. Even though I kind of already talked about the comparisons a little bit, let's just do a side by side comparison of both of the cards. So in this last segment for today's video, I'm going to give you guys a comparison between Obelisk the Tormentor and Uria the Soaring Flames, and I'm going to give you guys my final verdict on if I think both of these cards should be in the game and everything like that. So first of all, straight off the bat, I do think that Obelisk the Tormentor is way more overpowered than Uria, because if you do get Obelisk the Tormentor out, it's going to be very difficult for your opponent to get rid of the card, and depending on what deck that they're using, of course. Like I've said in my segment on Obelisk the Tormentor, there's a lot of ways to get rid of Obelisk the Tormentor if you're going against that card, because you can use stuff like Spellbook of Fate, you can use trap cards like Drowning Mirror Force to get rid of the card. There's a lot of cards that are definitely usable that don't target the card that you can use to get rid of it, but still at the same time, not all of your decks are going to be suited against Obelisk the Tormentor, and if your opponent does get an Obelisk the Tormentor out on the field, it's probably going to be a rip for you. At the same time though, like I said, it's very difficult to get Obelisk the Tormentor onto the field, so most cases if you are going against a deck like that, hopefully you have a speedy deck that's an OTK fast deck to get rid of your opponent before they can summon it, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal to you right there. Now with Uria the Lord of Searing Flames, I don't think it's as good as Obelisk the Tormentor. While it is a lot easier to special summon Uria compared to Obelisk, because all you need to do is just have 3 face-up trap cards on your side of the field, just sacrifice them all and do a special summon of Uria. Other than that, Uria isn't really that overpowered at all. You can have a lot of cards that can target, like it's targeted by effects. You can use stuff like Treacherous Trapple to get rid of Uria the Lord of Searing Flames. So honestly, this card wouldn't be that big of a deal to go against, because you can target it with card effects, and there's a lot of card effects in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links currently that you can just get rid of monsters easily like that. So yeah, while I think Uria does definitely have a place in the game, it's just not as overpowered as Obelisk and Tormentor. Now in my opinion, I think both cards, or Obelisk and Tormentor and Uria the Lord of Searing Flames, can both easily be in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. I don't think both of those cards are overpowered by any means. There's like a lot of good things about both cards, but there's a lot of bad things about the cards, and I just still think they could be in the game. The only thing that I'm kind of mad about with Konami is that they seem like they're inching towards possibly adding the Sacred Beast cards and making them obtainable before we can get Obelisk the Tormentor as an obtainable card, and I think that's a little bit ridiculous, because we've been waiting for such a long time for Obelisk the Tormentor to be in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, and the fact that it's still not an obtainable card is just ridiculous in my opinion. I think a lot of us would like Obelisk the Tormentor to be an obtainable card simply so we can complete our Egyptian God card collection, and then if we had all 3 of our Egyptian God cards, we would love to start collecting the Sacred Beast. I just feel like it's definitely out of order and out of place, the fact that we're not going to be, that we're possibly going to be getting Uria the Lord of Searing Flames in Duel Links and obtainable in Duel Links before Obelisk the Tormentor. So I don't know, it's just very weird to me in my opinion, and that's kind of my final verdict. Recap, I guess, again, I think both God cards should be in the game. I just think that Obelisk the Tormentor should be in the game before Uria the Lord of Searing Flames. So that's kind of it right there. Well, that's going to do it for me, guys, today in today's Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video. If you guys enjoyed this discussion video and want to see me do more discussion videos in the future, be sure to go hit that like button down below and subscribe to the channel for more Duel Links content from me. You guys can go to the comment section down below and tell me some ideas on some future discussions that I can do on my channel. And yeah, this discussion video was a ton of fun, and I'm definitely willing to do more of these in the future. So yeah, tell me what you guys think about these discussion videos, and maybe give me some ideas in the comment section down below. And yeah, I think it's going to do it for me, guys, today. If you guys want to, though, you guys can go to the description down below and join my Discord. We're almost to 800 members, so it'd be nice to see some new faces in my Discord. Be sure to go check that out. And if you guys want to support my channel even more than you guys already are, I mean, you're supporting my channel for watching this video all the way through, so I appreciate that. But if you want to go the extra mile, you can go to the description down below and join as a YouTube member. Get some exclusive emotes during premieres and YouTube live streams, and you get a little special role in my Discord if you join that too. So there's some cool benefits with that, and it supports me as a content creator, so I'd appreciate if you guys would consider that. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me, guys, though. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll go see you guys in the next Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video. Peace.